What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your guy, Brian is here. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can still get the baddie while being broke. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Now, a lot of us, we all been down bad. And if you're anything like me, excuse me. Just got to leave that in there. Sorry. If you ain't like me, one, you're a mess. Two, you want the bag. That's how you are. You're a little shallow as a guy. You might be a little ugly. Some of you guys might think I'm ugly. You might be broke. You might be out of shape. But you might still want the baddie. Okay? And you might hear some, platitudes on the lines like, just have confidence, But there's like a methodology to getting the baddie. Well, there kind of is. I'm going to give some helpful tips on what you can do to gain the baddie at minimum. And a lot of these are overlooked. Okay? Now, some people may call it simping, guys. Don't simp, okay? One, be clear in your intentions. And two, you guys are going to need practice. If you expect some random girl, whether she's a hottie or not, to just love you and want you to and do things for you to make you feel happy, you got to also practice being a nice person as well, okay? Because if you're just not going to be a nice person when you're broke, you're not going to be a nice person when you're rich, okay? And I'm not saying you gotta be frivolous how you spend with your girl. I'm just saying in general, you gotta make an effort. So there's certain things you can do to give you, as far as deleting your time and energy for a baddie. Even if you got a lot of money, there's still certain characteristics of spending your time and energy in order to get the baddie. Like, for example, you might have to get up early in the morning. You gotta do things like take her to the gym. You have to educate the girl you want. If there's a lot of, new Muslim female converts nowadays, you might have to teach that girl how to read Quran, take time out your day. And maybe you don't get her, but you get that practice. Those kind of things revolve into being a good husband, a good father, things like that. Because whether she's a baddie or not, you want a good woman. She want a good man. Okay? Like, end of the day, like, if you want a girl that she's very attractive, you also want her to be an ugly person on the inside. It ruins the purpose. So you also got to do the things that will merit being a good man. Merit being a good man. Two, even if you're broke and or you down bad, still find ways to evolve and improve yourself. Okay, it could be something as simple as diet. My diet is trash, to be honest, but like, one of the things you have the most control of in your life is what you put inside your mouth. Okay? Drink more water. Eat healthier foods. Learn different cuisines. Things like of that nature. It isn't too hard to read like a page of a book a day to get smarter. It isn't too hard to do a few push-ups in the morning after you get out of bed before you go to bed. Those simple things, even if you're doing more than that, to try to evolve as a human being. But you have the mindset of, I'm just going to deteriorate and hang back from here. No. When you don't want a girl to settle for you, and what I mean by settle for you, like settle for the worst of you. You want a girl to settle for the best of you, or the one that's going to be trying to improve, regardless of what kind of up or downs that you have. All right? In addition to that, guys, there's many simple things you can do if you're broke. If you live in America, at the very least, bathe. Okay, I understand some of you guys want to test the water. Okay, like, I'm almost 34. I can understand, even to this age, showering unless like you're not gonna like just get some cheeks. I can understand the mindset behind that. I can understand as a guy that works out a lot. It's like, yo, am I really gonna deal with girls today? You know what I mean? Of course, I'm not saying this to offend other people, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that like there was a time in my life where I didn't just like how much I bathed depending on how much I was getting laid. Like, deliberately. But take care of yourself outside of that. Do your best to groom yourself. I know haircuts are expensive nowadays. If you can't afford an expensive barber, don't get an expensive barber. All right? Brush your teeth and shampoo. Things like that. Your self-care, especially living in a first world country, all right, should not just be dependent on money. And I know it's easy to fall down on that kind of trap, ironing your clothes, making time to iron your clothes, be disciplined in that nature. I get it. But that's what's necessary. If you ain't willing to put in those reps, right? Like you would in the gym, lifting weights, doing push-ups, getting the miles like you're doing yourself with the ironing, You gotta be sharp all around, not just be sharp for the date. That helps increase your natural probability of any girl you come across. Alright? The things you can do with the least that you have, that you can maximize on, whether it's reading books, whether it's learning how to speak more eloquently, or to be more sophisticated, or to expand your vocabulary. All those little things definitely add up to the person that, not only that the baddie one, but also the person that you want to be. Alright? Guys, this is part 1 of how to get the baddie while broke. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.